Welcome to another edition of Tom's Real Food Podcast. Today's podcast is sponsored by Tom Garvey, the Keto Cook. This Wednesday's video. No way. Let's start this podcast. Hey everybody, welcome back. I am Tom Garvey, the Keto Cook. Today on Tom's Real Food Podcast, this is podcast number 10. 10 weeks. It's been a hoot doing this, but I'm finding myself getting angry, and I feel like I'm portraying it to you, the viewers. I want to end that because you know what? It's not getting me nowhere. It's not getting anybody nowhere. So the whole movement I'm going to be doing moving forward is not stressing over something I can't control. Now, what I mean by that is food prices. I got to change my idea, and which we are going to change, as you've seen in the opening here, on my commercial. I'm changing things up, doing things in a different way. There again, getting away from items or prices that I can't control, and to get away from the stress level that is driving me to have insulin resistance and can not helping with my journey. Let's put it that way. So, what do I mean by that? Well, past couple videos I made, and it's funny how I self analyze. I analyze myself on the videos, and you know what? It's a good thing because if you can see some flaws or see some mistakes that you're making, I think it's a good idea to look at yourself in a different light. I always said, step out of the circle and see what the problem is. Well, the problem is I'm stressing over stuff that I can't control. I mean, every time I go to the supermarket, I can feel Jesus, what are they doing? Don't make any sense. It's not helping me. All right, I'm here trying to live my best life, getting my numbers down, lost a ton of weight. All right, and I'm worried about what other people are doing that has no meaning to me whatsoever. All right, so moving forward, lifestyle change. This comes to me in a way of what I do best is cooking. All right. Now, also on presenting to my followers or people who watch my channel, who are interested in a low carb, ketogenic, carnivore, low carb, get off medications channel, is stop bitching and complaining. Okay. I bought this the other day and I'm not going to go there no more because you know why? I am going to take things that people would say, I don't know if you're going to be able to do that. I mean, how is that going to be tender? Watch. That's what I'm going to change. Like I said in the beginning, in the opening, that video that's coming up this week, made pork chop. Well, actually, pork steaks from what I butchered from the Boston Butts that I bought on sale. Good price because the other prices were too high. And we're going to get away from that. What I did was I'm going to start showing you a little bit more of how to get around that and make different ideas, different meal ideas. And who knows, we might create something that'll go viral. Yeah, right. Anyway, I made a different sauce with it. I used different products. Red onion. I thought about back when I used to make a lot of pork, barbecued pork when I lived in North Carolina. And I fell in love with the Carolina-based apple cider vinegar, hot peppers, and back then you put a little sugar in it, or you could put a little tomato sauce or paste in it, shake it up, squirt it on there. Had a little heat, but also had that nice apple cider vinegar taste. This one, you got to watch though, Wednesday, you got to watch it. The flavor was off the charts. So what I did was I combined apple cider vinegar with the pork gravy. The pork was rendered just right. It was really good. You got to watch it. Check it out. Point being, I am not going to make stuff and mimic something else. All right, I'm going to call it straight up. If I have spaghetti squash, I'm not. There it is. Spaghetti squash. What's it mimicking? Pasta. Different mindset. Change your mind on thinking how it is. Well, today I'm going to make spaghetti squash with some tomato sauce and blah blah blah. Down the road to get regular pasta out of your mind. It's very hard to do. Some people are saying that's why people give up. They watch all these different enablers that are on YouTube, and well, now you can make keto bread, cloud bread. The new rave right now is cottage cheese. Everything cottage cheese. That was back 2 years ago when everything was almond flour. Where'd all that stuff go? Where's the longevity with that kind of stuff? It's not there because it's a flash in the pan. One channel will get a million views and then move on to the next thing. Is it working? Is it healthy for you? That's where I'm at with it right now. I just had my blood work done. I'm waiting to see the doctor about my. I'm more worried about my insulin than anything else. Everything else seems to fall into place, but my insulin. I don't know how to control it. I don't know how high it is, if it's borderline high, there's no way for them to actually know. But I had to do a clean, hard fast. Okay, I did almost like a day and a half fast to get myself pretty well calmed down and have the test done that way. Very hard to do, and this is why I'm talking about. That's why I changed. I'm going to change things the way I'm doing because stress. Stress is the number one problem with anybody who is dieting, exercising, or trying to get. There's no magic pill. Just like that shot that you take every week and you're going to lose weight on it. There's no studies on it. There's no way that they know what they're talking about, how this thing works. Okay, they can bullshit you all they want. Okay, but this is not. They don't know what the side effects are yet. I found out. I was on a different one, and I found out what the side effects are. Okay, I had to stop it, and there again. Well, whatever you put on, you gain the weight back. Well, I didn't really gain that much weight back because I was hardcore into low carb. So I didn't gain much more weight back, but my blood sugar did jump a little bit, but then stabilized again. The problem is when I went back and I started eating regular food again. And that's that. Like I said in a couple other podcasts, I think I hurt myself. I really did. I don't know exactly what I hurt. If I hurt my mitochondria, I have no idea. I don't know. And that's why I wanted the insulin test because I could look at somebody getting in their car and say, oh, this guy looks like a nutty driver. I don't know. I don't have any proof. You know what I'm saying? When, it changes your mind when a guy puts his safety helmet on and puts 10 seatbelts on, then you know I was wrong. But with that said, trying to keep your mindset on what you're doing. All right. Now, 10 weeks, if you're 10 weeks into this right now, you are probably at a stall. You are probably looking at the scale and saying, what happened? What's going on? Don't worry about it, okay? Like I said, the scale is the furthest thing from your mind at this point. You'll start noticing, especially if you stall, you'll start noticing that you have put another notch in your belt, okay? Tighten it up a little bit more. Your pants are starting to look a little baggy on you. Shirts are starting to sag a little bit. Same way if you were eating a standard American diet, you would notice that you'd have to get a bigger belt because you ran out of notches in the front of it. You don't need that little flapper there to tuck the belt in because you're stretching it. So things are changing. Things are moving in your system. Don't fret it. Leave yourself alone and just continue what you're doing. There again, it's all up here. It's a mind game. Well, I better not eat that because of it might raise this and raise that up. Step out of the circle. Watch, see what you're eating. When did you have this? When did you have that? Okay. Different brands of stuff that you might be eating. Okay. Now, I know a lot of people don't, when they go food shopping and stuff, especially if you have kids, still working and going through this whole bit, there is stuff that you buy that are frozen. Okay. Or you're making something for your family. Your whole family is not on keto or low carb lifestyle, and all of a sudden you start picking a little bit here and there. It all adds up. It really does. People say, that's crazy. I watched a guy who I know probably since I started on YouTube, and haven't seen him in a while. It's crazy how you get so many different subscribers, and all of a sudden you don't start seeing people that you were really friendly with when you first started out on YouTube. So you have to go back and re-click on it, whatever the case may be. I seen this guy, I could see it in his face. Okay, that he gained a little bit of weight back, and I said, "Geez, what's going on? You okay and everything?" Yeah, well, I moved, this and that, changed things, changed around. He said, I'm eating the same thing, but I feel like I'm gaining weight back again. Stress. There it is. That is plain and simple. So, my new way of doing things is I am going to start creating foods that you would think, how's he going to do that? Or what else are you going to make with that? So this is going to be trial and error. Okay. As you've seen here, I made that pork. I did it in a different way. Also, I made a different sauce. Used vinegar base, red onion. I mean, the pan, actually, you'll see it. Don't forget, you got to go watch Wednesday. This is intriguing. You need to be there. You need to go and watch. Then you click the buttons, all that stuff. Anyway, you're going to see the sauce actually turn red from the purple onions that they call red onions. Anyway, but the pork, it was just fantastic. It was just delicious. So, week from now, I'm going to be putting up another podcast, but another video that I did. I did hamburger. Okay. You can say chopped meat, but no, I'm going to call it a hamburger. That's what they are. That's what they were known for in the beginning. All right. And if you realize in the beginning of it, they put it on white bread, white toast. That's what it was made with. No bread. I'm going to stack them though. I'm going to make a double cheeseburger stacked with, there again, purple onion in there. I've been on a purple onion kick for a little bit. Also, I'm going to be making a zucchini fritter keto style. This you have got to try. So that's in the future coming up. So the reason why I'm changing is because, like I said, dealing with stuff that I can't control. Food prices and this and that. So I'm going to, within my budget, okay, like everybody else here or around the world has to deal with their budget, okay, what they take in. And, unless you are a multimillionaire, I don't know why you're watching me, but in the same token, this is for the common folk who are stressing about, geez, how am I going to feed my family? And that's when you revert back to garbage, box stuff, cereals, I mean, just crazy stuff that are slowly killing us. Because you know why? We are sugar addicted. There's sugar in everything we eat. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now: keto, low carb, carnivore, to get away from everything and back to where I started feeling better. Got some better numbers, and now I'm dabbling back and forth with other stuff. But I'm trying to keep the main thing that is really hurting us, that they really don't talk too much about. The stress. If I go around and worry about what I'm going to eat next Tuesday at 3 p.m., okay, that's stressful. The whole idea is to eat till you're full. Don't worry about it, okay? Things will come to you. You'll fix it at that time. Now, we touched a little bit about the influencers and stuff like that. Like I said, a couple years ago, it was almond flour, coconut flour. And then, the chaffles, everybody discovered the chaffles, which are good. We still use them to this day. I like it as a good snack. And if I want to get fill my cavity down there below, we'll make chaffles, and you can make them any different way you want. Any kind, any way. Now, also now the thing is cloud bread. Not really cloud bread. Cottage cheese, I should say. I misspoke. Cloud bread was the other one I wanted to bring up. But cottage cheese, now making this into breads and stuff like that. All right, I get it. Yeah, people say, oh, it tastes really good and everything like that. To go through that much preparation to make something that's not going to taste like bread, to look like bread, so I would be more inclined to making it if they said, this is very good, just like chaffles. Okay, I use chaffles. There again, this is my mindset as like a hamburger bun or for a sandwich. Does not taste anything like bread. It's egg and cheese. Okay, so that's my new mindset, or my new way of thinking is, I'm not going to call it a sandwich. I'm not going to make, because right away you might say, tastes nothing like rye bread. Tastes nothing like Wonder Bread. So you got to get away from that. So cottage cheese thing, now they're making cottage cheese everything. Years ago, cottage cheese was looked at as, yeah, I don't want to eat that crap. It's not crap. It's good stuff. But adding all the different ingredients to it, the same stuff, almond flour back in the picture again, the whole 9 yards. That is that's the bad part of it right there. Adding in that stuff that is really junk. So as I'm watching these people make this stuff on YouTube and other places, and I'm watching the volume of people that are clicking on it and looking at it, and I'm saying, boy, it's a sad situation to watch some guy getting 20,000 views on making stuff that all it's doing is mimicking bread. And what does that do to your mind? If it doesn't taste like bread, all right, this doesn't taste anything like it, and you look at what you spent money-wise to make something that isn't bread, get the bread out of your mind. Plain and simple. Then you don't have to worry about searching around for the right cottage cheese, searching around for high-quality almond flour, allulose, and all this other stuff that you got to put in to the recipe. Now, I don't know if that's all the stuff that goes in there, because that's the furthest thing from my mind is making something like that. There again, the chaffles that I made with the zucchini that you're going to see next week was fantastic. Okay. I had no intention of doing it that way, but if I was to make fritters, which you would need a little bit of flour to make them up and then put them in a shallow oil and in a fry pan, let's try it with the chaffle maker. They're sitting on the shelf because we don't make them every day. Let's use these devices that we have and make something out of it. And I'm telling you what, it was fantastic because it held together. It was done in a couple, maybe 2 minutes. It was done, and that was a great filler with zucchini. You could probably put anything you want in there. So making all these different recipes that they have there, is it fun to do? Yeah, if you like doing that kind of stuff. To me, I want hardcore. Fill me up. That was good. Move on. That's where I'm at. Have you tried? Whatever. Cottage cheese bread. Not my cup of tea. There again, I keep going back to it. 10 weeks into it right now. You're probably making crazy decisions whether this is for you or not. You lost some weight. Maybe now you can start getting back into adding some stuff back into your diet. Well, like I said, if you're just in this for weight loss, this can work, but it can come back and bite you in the ass, because what happens is it'll come back threefold. Okay, you can double your weight that you lost, even if you just go off a little bit. Say if you go off for a weekend, all right. I can't have this, I can't have that. Or you go and you eat stuff that you were used to, you can sometimes double, maybe triple your weight gain back. I know you're looking at living proof for that. So, but if you are a type 2 diabetic, or you have other problems with sugar and high carbohydrates, you got to get away from that way of living, that mindset. There again, it's all up here. Everything that you do is related to what you're thinking about. Look at that hot dog. Oh, that looks good. Oh, look at that triple layer chocolate cake. Gotchas, didn't I? You got to walk away, because deep down inside it's going to hurt you. The adjustment, how to adjust it. The whole idea is stress. I know I keep saying about this, and I know for me, now I've lived this YouTube channel. I live it 24/7. It's not a job, okay? It keeps me moving because there's different ideas that I can come up with. There again, I'm an old guy. I know. I remember things back in the past that if I brought up, you would call me a dinosaur. But saying that, I know my other channel, I'm doing forgotten foods from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Okay? Now, there was one thing that kept coming up was on about Thanksgiving. Just stop and think. How many carbs in a Thanksgiving dinner sitting on that table, and you're watching everybody shoveling this stuff into their pie hole? It's amazing how much food is put up, and that's the way they were eating. Now, did the Pilgrims eat like that on Thanksgiving? Nobody knows. I mean, well, traces, studies show that you don't know what they ate. They ate what they had, and we're putting out marshmallowed sweet potatoes, and then the pies and all the fixings that go along with it. You talk about getting put into a sugar coma. It's not exactly from the turkey. Was it tryptophan? I think it is from turkey. They say. Look at all the carbs you're eating. Okay. Holy crap! Wonder why when your Uncle Jim fell asleep on the couch, you had to wake him up so he can go home. I mean, he was camping for the night. So you got to be really careful with how many carbs and stuff that you're taking in, because it will affect you just a little bit. I know for a fact, me tasting different things on my other channel, just tasting it, okay, I can go in and do my blood sugar, and it has jumped a couple points already. So the stressful thinking about, man, I really wanted to get a ribeye, but I can't because the price is too high. Now what am I going to eat? Adjust. We're going to adjust things. I'm telling you right now, Tom Glover, the Keto Cook, I am going to be changing things up drastically. How I present things, how I cook it, and different sauces and different ways of going through it, because it is really hard to understand exactly what we're going to eat day to day and how to stay on this lifestyle. So I know for a fact that we already cut back on some of our food costs, because I buy in bulk, cut them up, pork, chicken, and beef, cut it up into different ways and have different styles of food. All right, getting back to my doctor's appointment and going to see the doctor. What I think is going to happen is they're going to try to come up with some kind of alternative or something else. Maybe try another medication. But I'm not going for it. I'm going to stick with what I'm doing. It's my goal. Now, I'm not telling anybody out there what to do a whole bit. I'm putting the cart before the horse right now. Things could be different. It could be totally different. I'm anxious to see what my A1C is. I'm anxious to see what my triglycerides are. And all the other stuff, the cholesterol and LDL. I'm not too worried about it, because there again, there's a lot of new studies that are coming out, and a lot of new talk about how it really doesn't affect you. Second half of this podcast is brought to you by Tom Garvey, the Keto Cook. These are foods that'll get your health back. Let's get back to the podcast. Well, there you see different foods that I have made over the years, and they look great. I mean, you don't have to be keto to eat that kind of stuff. That was the main thing. I don't do keto. I don't eat keto. But would you eat that? That's the thing. All right. And I bet you if you ate that, you're going to feel better when you get done. Not because but you just laid off some of the hidden carbs and all that other stuff. So there again, moving forward, I'm just going to not stress about it. I'm going to tell you a real quick story. Where I live, they just got done doing resealing the drive, the parking lot. Pretty good size place here. Now, I believe there's like 180 units, okay? All 55 and older. And what you do is you can get yourself a designated parking spot if you can't, you have trouble walking or whatever. So they have canopies where you can park your car under the canopies. And I'm telling you, it gets hot here. So this is what actually stuck out in my mind for me to change my way of thinking about my whole approach to my life moving forward, which is closer to the end than it is to the beginning. And I mean that sincerely. I'm a realist when it comes to that kind of stuff, but I'm trying to keep myself in better shape to move around, to think about things in a different light. That's what I'm looking at right here. So, by the way, they sectioned it off, all right? So I had to park way on the other side. Well, they did my section, not a big deal. Walked up, got the car, whatever, brought it back. But I sort of have a little bit of a temper, and I don't have any patience, Okay, that's a bad sign of a lot of stress. Okay, thinking about things that I shouldn't even cross my mind, or there again, stuff that I can't control. So trying to trying to turn over a new leaf on this whole thing. Now it's the other section, their turn to park on our side. All right. So now I have a designated spot. All right. And I keep telling everybody I paid for that because I had to go to a specialist, my doctor, to deem that I definitely do have trouble walking and that I would need to be in that parking spot. It's almost like getting a handicap sticker, basically. So I had to do some running around. I get in the car that morning. Boom, out I go. Well, I come back to the parking to where I live, and I pulled up, and somebody's in my parking spot. I can immediately feel the pressure going up. And with that, one of the maintenance guys come driving past, and I feel like, oh, I know who that is. They just moved in. Okay, I'll get a new. Well, they moved. I go in my parking spot. That afternoon, I had to run back out to get something else. I come back out, and there's another car in there. So there again, stress, angry, the whole bit. I jump in the car, up to the office I go, and I'm telling the manager about it. This is crazy. Rah, 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 rah. And then as I'm doing that, I'm stepping out of the circle a little bit and saying, what are you doing? You're showing you're a raving lunatic, all right, worrying about something. And here's what stopped me. On the sign it says, cars will be towed. Okay. Now, thinking, maybe this might have been an older person, whatever, much older than me, let's put it that way. And why am I got a parking spot. Matter of fact, the spot I parked at, the manager moved his car and let me park in his spot, which was right in front of my apartment. So after a while thinking about it, Marie just looks at me, shakes her head. I'm pissed off, over a parking spot. Really? So, thinking about it a little bit more, so now this goes into the night, and I can feel myself coming down from it, but I'm still pacing back and forth, looking out to say, I'm going to tell her off, blah, blah, blah. I knew basically who it was, but, and then it hit me like the pie in the face. Why are you worried about that? You're parked. Your car's safe. It's fun. It's right in front, matter of fact. Probably in a better spot than where your parking spot is. So why are you worried about something that you can't control? Sure enough, the next day I had to leave. I had to do something. And Marie calls me. The lady that parked in our spot come down. She had to walk her the whole bit. And I'm saying, see? I'm going to yell and scream at somebody over a parking spot. So the whole meaning of this is, wonder why my insulin is high due to poor eating in back in the day, okay, and a mindset that I'm going to argue with somebody over something silly. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense, and I'm kind of ashamed of myself that it took this long, okay, to understand that. Where I would fly off the handle about something. After a while, you think about it, buyer's remorse. I shouldn't have done that, or maybe I changed my mind. A lot of people have that problem, and then they wonder why their stress levels very high, their poor eating habits, or get mad over a steak that come out. I used to love it in the restaurant because I said medium rare. Well, that is medium rare, okay. No, I want it this way. So like the customer's always right. In my eyes, no, that wasn't the truth. But I could see how people fly off the handle with stuff, and I'm recognizing it, and it's affecting me as far as getting my health back. All right, I was on a keto high for a while because everything was working. Everything I did, I got myself into that happy spot, and it was working well. Until it wasn't, okay? Until I had to take full responsibility of what I was putting up here, all right? Cheat a little bit. Oh, I can have a hamburger. I can have whatever, a couple French fries. It's not going to affect me. It did. It did affect me, and I knew it, but sometimes you have to get, like I said, pie in the face to understand exactly what's going on. So this is not just what you eat, okay? It's your mindset. Um, it's how you deal with different stressful things that come along that really shouldn't be treated with stress. It should be just, oh well, I can't control it. Is it a control issue? It's a mindset, is what I'm saying. That has a lot to do with what we're doing as far as we're eating. But you got to control what you put into your system, and that's how everything works together that same way. So the stress is a big thing. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. I'm Tom Garvey, the Keto Cook. Thanks for watching podcast number 10, the Real Food Podcast. And I think next week you're going to enjoy how I make this burger. All right, guys, take care.